So here is the second part of this week's, get to know me, I guess. This last one isn't really a question. It was, I guess it was, an observation and a personal story. She was saying, thanks for talking about financial problems, and thank you for the problem of being able to access and not having money to do what you'd like to do. I responded to this saying that I had a little bit of personal experience with financial issues and having trouble buying food, and I asked if you'd like to hear more, and she said yes, I very much would. So here's that. A year or two ago, my family was in a really, really bad situation financially. Because, here's a little background that I haven't really mentioned yet. I am still living with my mom. That's becoming a more typical and stereotypical situation for someone of my age, my generation. But yeah, I graduated college and I'm living with my mom. Anyway, a while ago, a number of problems arose and a number of things, and even I don't know the full story of what exactly all went wrong, but there was just no money. My mom, again, is paying, she's paying for the house, she's paying for her car and everything, and by the time she got finished with all the bills, she had nothing left. And my brother also does not have an income, and even I didn't really have a job. Again, I've mentioned before, all I could get around here is a summer job, but I also don't spend much on myself, and so I had been able to save up enough that I, at that point, was the only person in the house who had money with which to buy groceries. So I was the one who would go to the store, and again, this is a little local market, and it does tend to be a little more expensive than a larger chain would be. That is the moment when I started really paying more attention to what I was getting for my money, to the difference between name brand and generic, or to the price per pound of something that comes in a package, which is something that I hadn't really cared about before. I would just look at the number on the label and take that, but I've really started paying a lot more attention to what the actual weight of what I'm getting is, and whether it's a better overall deal to get this versus this. And it's also when I started going more often to the neighborhood table that I've mentioned. I would go there to get lunch for myself, and I would also, they also give out bread and vegetables, and I would bring those home so that you wouldn't have to spend my limited resources on them. It's also when I started learning how to get to work more with, when I started working a lot more with herbs and spices rather than just covering things with cheese or putting salt and stuff. I've known how to cook basically my whole life, but I have started being a lot more careful because I could only get these limited things, so I had to learn how to arrange them better to make them still taste good without having to spend more money on, finer flavorings. And, part of what helped with that is that we already had, over in this cupboard here, we already have a pretty extensive collection that has just been gathered over the years of herbs and spices, of dried herbs and spices, so I was able to use those. Now you can finally hear the difference between with and without the fridge that I've been complaining about. But anyway, so that's my perspective on it, and I very much understand that I am still extremely lucky because I have been, I live in a house that I'm not having to pay for and I live close enough to a grocery store that I can walk there. You know, I don't have a car, so I live close enough to walk there. That's extremely fortunate. And, you know, after a while, enough things were arranged, and we managed to get out of the hole. And, you know, my mom was able to get enough things in a row that she actually, paid me back for the things for what I had spent on groceries. And so I and we are doing much better than we were then, but I still definitely understand that it is not a guarantee, that it is not always so easy, and that it can be extremely frustrating because, again, even though I was lucky to be that close and to have a place to stay, it felt, it was draining. There was just this, I just felt this, there was this knot, there's a stereotype to say it, but it was a knot in my gut because I knew that I was going to be running out of time very soon, that I wouldn't be able to keep this up for very long, because I think I got down to less than $1,000 to my name, and I was afraid of what would happen if I ran out at that point. I felt like I, should be doing more, but I didn't know what that could be. It just felt like I was, stagnating even more than I had been before. I just felt like I wanted to be able to help more than just, getting food. I wanted to be able to get money. I wanted to be able to, make the stress that my mom was under go away. But I couldn't do that. And I guess I sort of still can't do that, but I don't need to as much anymore. But even so, it feels... It's oppressive not knowing how long you're going to be able to hold out, not knowing if eventually you'll just have to start, begging for things, not knowing if you'll be able to get out from under before it crushes you. So that's, again, my situation is a lot milder than others, but I still, that's about all I can say. So that is my experience. That is why that's why I went on for as long as I did, I guess, on the topic of, food security last time. So that's, that's the secret menu. That's the thing that's what I wanted to share. Thanks for bearing with me for that. And I will, see you guys in the next video. Maybe, I guess I'll see you on Friday. I guess, that's my outro for secret menu, but whatever. See you.